So, what's this debate around the Citizenship Amendment Act? This issue has been a hot topic for quite a long while, and it has resurfaced recently following the central government's decision to grant citizenship certificates to around 300 migrants and refugees living in India in New Delhi since 2013, most of whom are Pakistani Hindu refugees. But again, this move has sparked a hope for a better future among these people living as refugees in India. Firstly, for the uninitiated, the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, it's a legislation which aims to fast track the procedure of citizenship to the non-Muslim migrants, particularly Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis, and Christians from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. And this is because it is considered that these groups are facing religious persecution in their home countries. I do not see any malice in this legislation. It does not exclude Muslims from citizenship. Any foreigner can today apply for Indian citizenship under the existing laws. It does not discriminate based on religion. The CAA, this amended legislation, simply aims to expedite the process of citizenship for the non-Muslim communities from these three specific Islamic Republic countries, because it's very obvious that they are more likely to face religious persecution in those countries than their Muslim counterparts. There is no debate about this. Then why is there this unnecessary uproar over this act? Why this unnecessary clamor? One of the critics, for example, the AIMIM president, Mr. Owaisi, he labeled this act and legislation as divisive, as something which would reduce the Indian Muslims to second-class citizens. Now, this statement made by Mr. Owaisi is completely baseless. They believe that this is against Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, which guarantees right to equality. But I think they have overlooked the scope of Article 14, which also talks about reasonable classification. The situation of non-Muslims in Pakistan and Afghanistan cannot be compared to the situation of Muslims living in these Islamic Republic countries. It's not comparable. And therefore, the classification established by the central government is based on intelligible differentia, and the classification serves the Act's objective of providing relief to those who are religiously persecuted. The delusion which these critics want to establish is that the CAA, along with the NRC, is the beginning of suppression of the Muslim community in India. I mean, it's outlandish. There's no hard evidence to support this argument and support this claim. The NRC, which is the National Register of Citizens, it's a nationwide exercise which was implemented in 1951. It is to only identify illegal migrants so that they can be deported back to where they've come from. But because the system is faulty and it's not very effective, it hasn't been implemented since 1951. It's only the critics who want to spread this rumor and want people to believe that the CAA, along with NRC, combined with NRC, would label Indian Muslims as illegal migrants and render them stateless on them being unable to prove and provide proper documentation. This is a myth. It's baseless, and I think it's nothing short of a political ploy. It's only politically motivated. This NRC system at the first place is inherently flawed, and its future possibility of implementation is also limited. So those who suggest that CAA is a curtain raiser and precursor of NRC, they're wrong. It's a myth, and it's only intended to provoke radicalism and chaos in the country. So my take on this is very straightforward. If you are a law-abiding citizen of this nation, if you truly identify with this country, with this land, and if you embrace its traditions and culture, then your citizenship, your nationality is secure. Because the CAA is not against Muslims. It only seeks to provide refuge to those who face or fear religious persecution.